Was that like a highway around the planet? Or just like a Ring of Saturn sort of thing? It looked, I don't know, it looked artificial. Like maybe there's just like a planetary highway. That would be cool. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Spark the Electric Jester. We're starting this as a Let's Play today. Yeah, this is my last Steamcember 2024 winner. Spark the Electric Jester was actually the one I picked as my choice based on overall results, because even though it didn't win in any of the major categories, it did so good overall that I just thought it would be a great entry here. So, this being a Steamcember game, I played it for about half an hour for Steamcember, but I'm going to completely start over here. And I think that means I need to find a way to erase my old progress. Yeah, select delete progress? Yes. Okay, there we go. So, we want Spark Story. Go on a quest to get your job back. So obviously this is going to be very inspired by Sonic, old school Sonic. Hey! Hey! Hello, my friends call me Spark. Well, at least they did back when I had a job. And when they took my job, they also took my name. It all started a couple years back. I just got done with my electrical engineering degree. I was pretty happy about it. And it was at my university that I made my Jester hat as a little side project. It makes me able to hold electricity with my fingers. It's awesome, but it was kind of wonky at the time. Sadly, a degree doesn't mean you can get employed. Ain't that the truth? I guess all electrical engineering jobs are handled by computers now. Regardless, I did score a little electrician gig. All I did was manage some low-quality bots, though. It wasn't very fun. It was enough for me, however. I spent the little free time I had improving my Jester hat. I was there for a whole year, but sadly, shortly after it, I got fired. I got replaced by a new robot. But I told myself I wouldn't have any of it, so I took my Jester hat and became a street artist. I didn't make a single penny. Well, things were looking up, though. I was found by a circus owner. He told me I could become a performer, so I did. People wanted real performers, I was told. Only a month in, I was replaced by another robot, of course. Turns out I was merely a test. The robot is faster, can make riskier maneuvers, is less liable for a lawsuit. I was told before I immediately rushed off that darn place. Oh, you were told that it was less risky and everything. Didn't even get my first paycheck. They didn't give you your paycheck when you had spent time working there? That's illegal. In this world, as long as you own robots, you're fine. My parents said it was better back in the day, too. They were probably right. Now here I am, unable to pay rent. Oh? What is this? I think those robots are missing some screws. And they are attacking people. Well, that's not good. Not at all. I'll see what I can do about this. Hello there. This is the part where I ask you if you want to see the tutorial. But before I do that, don't go thinking you already know how to control me. I got a few tricks that are worth learning. So, yeah, I'll play the tutorial here. It's kind of weird how B and A are set up here. Like, the next button here is B on my Xbox controller. Alright, here we go. First, the basics. Okay, so I can move. And I can press A, even though it's a red button, I can press A to jump. Then, even though it's a green button here, it's B to attack. And to dash is the R button. But, no, it's not. It is the X button, apparently, to dash. Yeah, I feel like this wasn't properly made for an Xbox controller. I remember having this problem during the Steamcember episode. Okay, hold Yeah, hold and release. And he does a little, like, finger gun. Release the shot upwards. So I stand under it. Do I have to hold it a little bit longer? There we go. Okay, so there's, like, 3 levels of charge. Cool. Keep in mind, you can fire your charge shots in 4 directions. Up, down, left, and right. Now we're going to do something a little bit more complicated. Hit the dummy with normal attacks. A blue bar will fill up. That's your static bar. You build it up by attacking. Once the bar is full, use a charge shot. So I'm going to... and then do a charge shot. Alright, let's move on to wall jumping. Wall jumping can be a bit tricky at first, but there is a trick. Just keep pressing jump while near a wall, and I'll do the rest. Basically, don't move while wall jumping, just press jump. Okay, don't change your direction while wall jumping to make things easier. Yeah, so it's not like Mega Man X where you need to, like, hold against the wall to make sure you're staying stuck to it. That's it for now, but there is a lot more I can do. To see it, press start or enter. Not here, though. That will skip this cutscene. Actually, I disabled it for this cutscene just in case. See you on the field. Good luck. I was only at half health there. Okay, stage 1, FM City, like an FM radio. I don't actually know offhand what FM and AM radio stands for. Because it's not AM like the morning. AM and FM stands for something else. Okay, so those are health. And cool, we're in the thick of it now. So obviously, yes, early Sonic games, the music, the general environment, and the kind of just natural curves in places. Yeah, some of the robots also have Jester hats. It's kind of a fun decision. So does Spark here have it? He said people called him Spark when he had a job. So is that just a nickname people called him because he was an electrical engineer and was, like... and because he, like, invented a thing that stored electricity? Because Spark might not even be his real name. He said that's what people call him. It's always fun at this stage trying to figure out, like, how serious the story is going to be taken and how much I'm going to need to be able to remember things. Okay, so I got a power-up here. So I remember this game being kind of Sonic, early Sonic, but also with a little bit of a Kirby feel as far as these, like, kind of abilities you pick up that change your attack. So what's the charge for this electric bat? I still have a charge shot. Cool. Gome, heavy cargo. It's kind of cute. Yeah, so I think I've, like, said this before. I've been a Sonic fan for a long time, but I'm not, like, the hardest core Sonic fan. Like, I grew up with the classic games on the Genesis, or at least with 2 and 3, and also 3D Blast. We didn't have Sonic 1, actually. Because we just, I don't know, we never found it. Back then, the only time we got games were if they were on sale. I played a lot of Sonic 2 and Sonic 3 as a kid, and I was very bad at them. What do we got here? Wind Jester. Yeah, so this one, the other one was like a weapon. This is more like a copy ability. Oh, okay, so this... now there's like a knockback to the charge attack. It doesn't actually shoot a button, it just propels you in the opposite direction. Cool. Okay, it's giving me a lot of health. But yeah, I would play those Sonic games a lot, but I would never get very far because I was pretty bad. I can remember, like... Oh, in the wind form I have, like, I can hold the button down to kind of hover a little bit. That's cool. Also, it has a cape. I don't think he had a cape before. So there's themes here where the original Sonic games and having their robots was kind of to have a theme of like environmentalism, and like Sonic was usually in the early games concerned with like deforestation and the animals. It was like the animals that were getting hurt by Dr. Eggman's schemes. Back then he was just Dr. Robotnik to us English speakers. Oh right, I forgot I have a dash attack also. Well, it's not an attack, it's just a dash. So yeah, while in Sonic it was kind of more about like environmentalism and how it affects the animals, here it's kind of more about how technology is maybe affecting people. Okay, Night form. So now I have a lance, which is pretty cool. Okay, but I lost my hover. Electric bat, SS boots. Okay, Aomi. Heavy demolition. Yeah, so here it's kind of more about how robots are affecting society, particularly the job market. Like, you'd think Spark is not alone in having trouble holding down a job. And of course, like, now the topical thing is, like, AI taking jobs for things like especially like AI art and stuff. It's hard for a lot of artists. It's hard for a lot of also like office workers and things. Like data analysts are like more and more being given to computers, and AI, which is more so like a buzzword, I feel like, to be sold to companies and venture capitalists. But like, gotta have a sign with your face on it, otherwise how do you know the level's over? Oh, but do we go right into the next level? That's awesome. It's interesting how, like, the music fades out, too, between areas. Ouch! That's... you! Okay, so this is the robot that replaced him at the circus. The figure who took my job! They even made you to look like me. What a disgrace. Yeah, so this is straight up, like, clearly riffing on Sonic Adventure 2 and the famous, you're not even good enough to be my fake, that scene. Oh, would you look at that? It's the Jester himself. But you know, you're right. It is a disgrace that they made me look like you. Go home, Jester boy. Ha 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 ha. Oh, that is it! You get back here! Yeah, so I think that's gonna be our main, like, rival character. The, like, even the, like, framing of it reminds me a lot of, like, when Knuckles was first introduced at the beginning of Sonic 3. Of, like, him being, like, up on a higher platform. Shadow's also up on a higher platform when him and Sonic have that famous meet in the forest. It's not the first time they meet, because before that they meet in the city. And that also Shadow's up on a tall thing. I was talking about this on Blue Sky a little while ago, so I haven't played every Sonic game. Not even, like, every major Sonic game. I kind of stopped around Sonic Generations, and at the time I skipped Colors. I've since gone back to Colors. I really liked Sonic Generations, and at the time I said that was my favorite Sonic game. I also played Sonic Mania, that's more recent than Generations. But now, when I think about it, one of the games I got really into as a kid was Sonic Adventure 2, when I was in 5th grade. That came out for the GameCube. Originally on Dreamcast, but the GameCube version that I actually played was, like, 2001, I think. Sonic Adventure 2 Battle came out. And I was obsessed with that game. And even at the time, I knew it was, like, super hokey, and I knew the, like, voice acting, and more so, like, the voice, like, mixing was bad. And kind of in the aughts, a lot of, like, reviewers and stuff when YouTube got a hold of it, and, like Game Grumps complained a lot about Sonic, and Pro Jared had, like, a Sonic Adventure 2, like, takedown video, and it became sort of trendy to rag on those games because of, like, bad quality, and, like, that's when Sonic became bad, because it was good back in the Genesis games. But reflecting on it now, that is like peak Sonic to me, as Sonic Adventure 2, and like warts and all, because I know those cutscenes are bad. I know it can be kind of janky sometimes, though you can learn by a fan help the planet's air circulation crisis. Oh no, there's an air circulation crisis. Kind of like right now we're going through like a water circulation crisis because of all the AI. Like water would get added back into the water table, it wouldn't like really go away, except it's being like held for water coolers for AI. Like, the problem is that isn't that the water's being used up, it's that it's being kept and given back to the computers. And, you know, all that filtration and use through computers isn't necessarily good for it either. That's how you get heavy water. Which is, you know, less suitable for sustaining life. Oh, I have, like, a stock item, too. I still have my wind power stocked. Can I... Oh, cool, I can press Y to switch back to my wind power. That's cool. Okay, I also just realized I can dash by double tapping a direction. And I guess dashing is good if you need to pick up speed, because again, this is a Sonic game. Though it's feeling a little bit more of a platformer than like a speed game, like closer to like how Sonic the Hedgehog 1 was, where it was very platforming focused. Sonic 2, I think, was more so when they got the hang of, like, making the levels more based around speed. Because after Green Hill Zone, Sonic 1 becomes much more just a straight-up platformer. Yeah, so same with, like, when I did my Let's Play last year on Sonic Colors, or a few years ago when I did my Let's Play on, Oh, nice, I can use it to propel myself upwards. That's cool. When I played Freedom Planet for the channel, that was a winner in, I think, the very first Steam December. Mage power. Very cool. Very cool, I love it. Okay, can I fire... But I can't seem to fire upward. Can I fire the charge shot upward? No, it won't let me. Interesting. Okay, I wanted to keep my Knight ability, though, not the Jester ability. Not the Wind Jester ability. Because I would have liked to be able to aim my lance upward there. Okay, and I think every so many of these little shiny things I get becomes a new piece of health, but also the save points increase my health. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is that Sonic Adventure 2 is actually really good. And, like, its problems are real, but, like, you know, I kind of believe there is no such thing as, like, good or bad in media, and, like there is, you know... Like, most of us can agree on certain things that are bad. But, like... Okay, Sword. I like how Sword comes with safety glasses. But, like, in an extent, like, because all art and your reactions to art are all subjective, you know, when there's rules to it of what tends to make something good to more people and stuff. Oh, when you're jumping, when you use it in the air, he fires it downward. That's interesting. Archer power? Oh, I like this one. Okay, I can kind of, like, keep myself propelled in the air a little bit by firing down, but there's a limited number of arrows that recharge over time. But they recharge very fast. Oh, do these... Okay, for a second I thought it was going to tell me that the arrows stick around as platforms. That would be wild. Like, if you stuck them into walls. I just like archers a lot in things. That's usually one of my favorite classes, or a character I like a lot is the one with the bow. But yeah, Sonic Adventure 2 is great, and I'm tired of pretending that it isn't. And when I say great, what I mean is that I really like it, and that's all that really needs to matter about it. We can have interesting discussions on what are the best things objectively, but that's kind of impossible in some ways to, like, really square people's opinions. Alright, I'm not doing so great, though. Okay, but I can have 0 points of health here. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Uh-oh. Okay, so the whole thing exploded, but I'm just, like, fine, I guess. Okay, we survived. We take those. Let's try to not die before we find another save point. Or is this going to be where the sign is? Yep, here it is. But, like, also, now, like, being older and stuff, I kind of appreciate, if anything, the janky things about Sonic Adventure 2 make me like it more. Because I just like laughing about that whole scene with the, like, you're not even good enough to be my fake. I'll make you eat those words! Like, and how they, like, overlap each other. That game is so bad in cutscenes with, like, voice clips overlapping each other. Like, it's very, like, who put this together? But back then, I don't think people took, like, voice acting in video games very seriously. I don't know if somebody got paid really good or if there was much oversight to the construction of those cutscenes, especially those cutscenes when translated into English. You know what I mean? Like, Final Fantasy X, I think, is a good example of that, too, of, like, a earlier voice acting game where, like... And there are parts of it that, like, rise to greatness, but a lot of things are like, really, is that the take they're going with, or is that how they edited this scene? But, you know, they're working on a time crunch and on a budget, and a lot of people, like, both actors and directors, probably aren't taking it very seriously at the time, because it's just for a video game. The video game industry back then isn't the same as it is now, where it's, like, a billion-dollar industry. You know, now you have Horizon and Grand Theft Auto 5 and Red Dead Redemption 2 and Ghost of Yotei and stuff where, like, the voice acting is being taken very seriously. So this is kind of what this Let's Play is going to be, I think. This is a nice Let's Play where I can kind of just talk about whatever, because so far it doesn't take all of my concentration to be able to just play this. Like, when Oscar and I are playing Unicorn Overlord, like, the whole time we kind of have to be talking about Unicorn Overlord, because we have to be paying attention to what we're doing. With platformers, sometimes I can, not quite autopilot, but I can, it takes a little bit less of my brain power. I don't know if that's true for everybody. I wouldn't say I'm great at platformers, but I am very comfortable with platformers. I did play this year, I finally played Sonic X Shadow Generations also, and, like, not only, it's not that Sonic Generations didn't hold up, but, like, there are some ways in which it's just kind of not my favorite anymore, especially since embracing Sonic Adventure 2 as, like, my favorite now. Yeah, I don't think I want the mage hat. I think I'm enjoying being an archer. Ooh. Pirate robot. I think what originally got me interested in playing this game, what got me to buy the games on Steam, was Benjamage's videos. He's talked about the whole trilogy before. Okay, so I can charge and fire explosive arrows. I gotta be using that more, too. And what does it mean when I'm glowing green then? Is that, like, my guess is that it's some sort of, like, stealth power-up? Because a lot of times archers also get stealth perks. I'm thinking about, like Kirby Triple Deluxe, where, like, the Archer Kirby also has the power to hide behind things. Like, he can, like, hide in the background because he's, like, a good hunter and stuff. Okay, I missed being in the higher area, but that's okay. Yeah, I also don't know if this game has anything akin to Chaos Emeralds. Oh, I remember thinking these things look like Lugia. Those big chunky robots. Oh. Yeah, and the game's slippery, but like that's Sonic for you. I wouldn't say this feels exactly like Sonic. Like, less so than Freedom Planet did. I have Freedom Planet 2 also. I've been meaning to play that at some point also, because I really liked Freedom Planet, the first one. I was a little disappointed with, like, I don't know if they got to do everything they wanted to with the first Freedom Planet. Like, I know there was supposed to be one more playable character, and the game could be a little bit buggy, and sometimes it felt like there were supposed to be more levels in some places, but then there weren't. Okay, I want my Knight power-up again, because... Oh, whoops! I accidentally got rid of Archer with that. Okay. So the sword was just something I picked up. Ooh, what's this? Cool. Not ice, but cool. Cool Spark. Reminds me of a Cool Spot, who's the, one... Cool Spot was the, for a brief time was the mascot of 7-Up. He's, like, literally the red spot on a 7-Up logo. He was, like, a 90s mascot that's not very well remembered. I'd say probably the only reason he is remembered at all now was because there was a NES game he starred in. There's a video game tie-in. Yeah, speaking of Sonic Adventure 2, I don't know why I didn't even think to mention it, but this place is Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2. Okay, and I can kind of pogo jump with my sword, which is cool. Yeah, there's a lot of like little bits of tech in this, which is great. I love that. All right, what are you doing? Oh, how did I do that? I think I made bubbles? Okay, that's an interesting move. Oh, and it, like, made me faster, too. Interesting. Yeah, Network Harbor as opposed to Metal Harbor. Board. Yeah, so there's power-ups that are like Kirby copy abilities, like Knight Spark and Archer Spark and Cool Spark. And then there's ones that are just like items he's using, like the sword, or the Electro Bat, or this board, which is awesome. Also, not to get ahead of myself here, because we're playing this game right now, but I am going to play Spark 2 and 3 on the channel, because I got all 3 of them for a good deal on Steam. And starting in Spark 2, they become 3D platformers, much more styled off of Sonic Adventure. And I am so excited for that. But yeah, speaking of Shadow Generations, Shadow Generations ended up being one of my new favorite Sonic games in a while. I liked it more than Colors. I think I liked it more than replaying Sonic Generations. It's just like... yeah, it's like the next evolution of the boost formula. But there's a lot of games I'd like to get back to. I've actually never played the HD version of Sonic Unleashed, like what people consider to be like the real version of that game. Magical. Okay, like a magical girl. Because it's different than mage. This is magical. I like how you can kind of suspend yourself in the air a little bit. Oh yeah, and he's floaty when he's like this. Yeah, so I think this is going to be our last level for this episode. Yeah, so would Spark have electrical powers naturally and the Jester hat just improves it? Or is it because he's an electrical engineer and was able to make something that used electricity? Also, why did he make the item a Jester hat? Because presumably it's just because it's cool. Like for the same reason that, like, things in the Sonic universe, like, locations can be shaped this way, because that's just the way the world is, and it's that way because it's cool. Totally down with that. That's a totally acceptable explanation. Okay, you're gonna drop down from above, I see. Oh! Okay, I thought you were gonna drop down to that spot, not you were gonna dash through, but Okay, I'm gonna go back to sword, though. Yeah, sword seems to really tear through the bosses here. Oh, other boss, okay. I like, wasn't able to position myself in time. I saw where those cannons were aimed, and I didn't. Okay, so let's see if we can just kind of float here for a little while using our pogo. Oh, the sword pogo is so good, though. Okay. In fact, I had to drop down earlier because it waited for me to get out of the way to have these cannonballs hit this thing. Does that mean that pirate ship is helping me, or did I just kind of do a Yojimbo gambit here where I tricked the pirate ship into shooting at the bike thing? Alright, cool. Let's go into the next area so that we get some music, but... Stage 4? I'm on stage 4 already? I thought I was only on stage 2. Okay, cool. Am I gonna drown if I stay down here? Yeah, let's sit right here on some dry land. Cool. Okay, well, this is Spark the Electric Jester. I don't think this is going to be a terribly long game, so it won't be a terribly long Let's Play, but also we're going to hit all 3 games. Let me know if I should be on the lookout for, like, bonus stuff. This doesn't seem like a game I need to, like, 100%, but... You know, if there's something, like, really worthwhile content-wise that you guys want to see, maybe I could think about doing that as well. Like, if there's something like collecting the 7 Chaos Emeralds. Until next time, take care. I think I sent him the comic foil already, but I am still him. See you later.